Graphing from standard form. Standard form is written ax plus by equals c. In this form, the easiest way to graph the line is to find the x and the y intercepts. The y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. The x-intercept is where the line crosses the x-axis. To find the x-intercept, set y equal to 0 and solve for x. To find the y-intercept, set x equal to 0 and solve for y. Let's look at an example. In example 1, we have 3x plus 5y equals 15. To find the x-intercept, set y equal to 0. Now we'll solve for x by writing 3x plus 5 times 0 equals 15. This gives us 3x equals 15. Divide both sides by 3, x equals 5. The x-intercept is 5, 0. Graph this point on the x-axis. To find the y-intercept, set x equal to 0. Now solve for y, giving us 3 times 0 plus 5 times y equals 15, or 5y equals 15. Divide both sides by 5 for y equals 3. The y-intercept is 0, 3. We now have 2 points, so we can graph a line. Notice that once we have a line, we could find the slope of this line. Start on the leftmost point and count down 3 and to the right 5. This gives us a slope of -3/5. Pay attention to the slopes in each of our examples to see a pattern develop. Now let's look at example 2. To find the x-intercept, set y equal to 0 for x plus 2 times 0 equals 4, or x equals 4. Our x-intercept then is 4, 0. Graph this point on the x-axis. To find the y-intercept, set x equal to 0. Now we have 0 plus 2y equals 4, or 2y equals 4. Divide both sides by 2, y equals 2. The y-intercept is 0, 2. Graph this point on the y-axis. We now have 2 points, so we can graph a line. Once we have a line, let's take a look and see what the slope is. Down 2 and to the right 4. Down 2 and to the right 4 equals -1/2. Once again, look at our original equation and notice a pattern. Now pause the video and try the next example yourself. Now that you have tried it, check your work. To find the x-intercept, set y equal to 0. This gives us 8x equals -48. Divide both sides by 8 for x equals -6. Our x-intercept then is -6, 0. Graph this point on the x-axis. Now let's find the y-intercept. This time set x equal to 0, giving us -12y equals -48. Divide both sides by -12 for y equals +4. The y-intercept is 0, 4. Graph this point on the y-axis. Now draw a line using these 2 points. Let's find the slope of this line and see if our pattern holds. It's up 4 and to the right 6. Simplify this for 2/3. Given our previous patterns, we would have expected 8/12, but 8/12 does simplify to be 2/3, so our pattern holds. Pause the video and try the next example yourself. Now that you have tried it, check your work. To find the x-intercept, set y equal to 0. This gives us 10x equals 20. Divide both sides by 10 for x equals 2. Our x-intercept is 2, 0. Graph this point on the x-axis. To find the y-intercept, set x equal to 0. This gives us -5y equals 20. Divide both sides by -5 for y equals -4. Our y-intercept is 0, -4. Graph this point on the y-axis. Using these 2 points, graph the line. Once again, using the 2 points, we can find the slope. This time the slope is 4/2, which simplifies to 2. If we were Following our previous pattern, we would have expected it to be 10 over 5, which does simplify to 2, so our pattern still holds. Example 5 is a special case. There is no y in this equation, so we will expect it to be a vertical line. We can use our process to find the x-intercept just as we did before. Giving us x equals -3, our x-intercept is -3, 0. If we try to find a y-intercept by setting x equal to 0, we discover it's impossible, because if we made x equal to 0, we would get 0 equals -21, which is false. So we cannot have a y-intercept. There will be no y-intercept. Instead, we can simplify the equation to find the equation of the line. We have, in fact, already done this when we were looking for the x-intercept. 7x equals -21 gives us a line that is x equals -3. This is a vertical line through x equals -3. Anytime we have an equation that has no y in it, only an x, we will have a vertical line. The slope of this line is undefined because the slopes of all vertical lines are undefined. Example 6 is different in that the x-intercept is going to come out to a fraction. Set y equal to 0 and solve for x. 4x equals 21. Divide both sides by 4. X equals 21/4. This is equal to 5.25, just a little past 5 on the x-axis. The x-intercept then is 21/4, 0. Now solve for the y-intercept. Set x equal to 0. This gives us 7y equals 21. Divide by 7 on both sides, y equals 3. The y-intercept is 0, 3. This is a case where we might want to confirm our line by using our pattern of slopes. In this case, the slope will be -4 over 7. Check this by going down 4 and over 7. This looks promising as it lines up with our other 2 points, and we can graph our line. If we were not sure of this pattern of slopes, we could find the slope by using the intercepts. Go down 3 and to the right 21/4. Multiply the numerator and denominator by 4, giving us -12 over 21. This simplifies to -4 over 7. Clearly, it is easiest to find intercepts when they come out to whole numbers. When one of the intercepts comes out to a fraction, it is usually easier to use other methods that we will learn later for graphing the line. In summary, to graph from standard form, start by setting y equal to 0 and solve for x. This will give the x-intercept. Then set x equal to 0 and solve for y. This will give the y-intercept. Once you have 2 points, you can graph the line. Please refer often to these notes as you complete your homework. Thank you.